Yeah, he's saying the payment goes to the necromancer because it was the minion, her minion.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm just glad it's gone. I was gonna kill it eventually.
Party-wise, what would your party like to do? You've got an active world portal in front of you.
Do you know where this leads?
She shakes her head. No idea, but I'm about to go through.
If it's safe, would you let us know?
So you wish me to come back and see if you're still here?
Yes.
Can we get paid? Well, can you pay the necromancer for the sacrifice of the mind flayer before you disappear, in case there's some temporal shenanigans and/or a dragon on the other side?
Oh, I like your character. She actually nods and produces another pouch, tossing it towards Sarah.
How much is the pouch again?
Should be another 1,000.
Oh, I like to imagine it's a full 20-pound sack of gold that she just throws at you and knocks you down with.
No, it could also be platinum in jewels. It's just that I tend to use the term gold to in the same way you say dollars. Nobody would walk around with $1,001 bills.
Or do they?
That is true.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
You know how big the bulge in my back pocket is?
That'd be painful.
Alright. So, I asked the hooded woman lady, do you have any other requests for us, or is that it?
Well, I was hoping you would come join me on the other side, but if you wish me to verify that it's safe by going through first, then I shall. She heads towards the swirling portal. Does anybody wish to say anything? Okay, you wish to go with her?
Yeah.
Alright. So the two of you are now stepping on to the other side, while the other four are just sitting, and the undead are standing there watching. Oh, and the Grimlock, who can't see, but...
And the lizard folk.
Oh, yeah, and the lizard folk. Oh, right, the undead... some of the undead are still left behind at the end. Because she didn't...
no.
Took them all. Like, the shadow and the drowned.
I said I was bringing them, but I was keeping them far away, though.
Oh, okay. So they're following. I figured you'd leave something so that you would reconnect with the bard and everyone else when they showed up again.
Oh, no. I left the two hands there.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, let's see. Hector and the hooded figure go through the portal. They're perfectly safe on the other side. When you arrive, you are in what looks like a very old, ruined city. Something that's probably been in ruins for a very long time. Hard to tell exactly. But you're in what looks like some sort of center square, although this is kind of roundish, that seem to be filled with more of these portals, all of which are deactivated except for the one you just came through.
Cash, so it's like a central traveling hub.
Yes. A hub or nexus or something along those lines. But it looks like it's been dead, and the city's been dead for a long time.
Pretty dope. Expanding and living. So, I asked the hooded figure if this is what she was hoping for.
She claps her hands together, seemingly eyeing up all of the dead portals. Yes, it is. Why don't you go back and tell your friends that it is safe?
Yeah, I'll step back. Do I have to step my whole body through and show my head through the portal?
You have to. You'd be immediately sucked through the portal and end up falling out on the other side.
Alright. Well, I'll go on the other side and tell everyone that it is. I found a dank city with portals and stuff.
I guess it is safe.
In that case, I'll be stepping. I guess.
Yeah, I will go with as well.
Yes, we all will.
That's about.
I'm fine with going through, but I still have to finish building my clan.
We can come back.
You can go anywhere. Remember, you're from another world to begin with.
Yeah, we thought to a portal to get here.
Yes, but I would like to try and collect some different spiritual beings.
We can come back in literally half a second. That's what Shadow just did.
As long as nothing happens to the portal that we've just stepped through.
Yes.
Why would you jinx it? Oh my god!
Look, I want to be in Charn. Charn's a cool place. And this seems like Charn, right?
How big is the room that we enter, Risk?
You're not in a room. You're in a square. You're outside.
Yeah.
I don't have a good picture right now, unfortunately, so I'm just going to use this portal one for temporary thing. You're standing outside in the city square, or circle, because it's actually more circularly, and surrounded by other gates. It's actually wide apart. There's a game I once played whose description would be apt right here, but I can't remember which one right now. I just remember the location. But basically, it's a wide space where you could easily gather in the center of this space, and people could be coming in and out of every one of these portals, including large creatures, and you would still not feel crowded. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna have my undead go in the corner, all of them.
There are no corners. It's a circle.
Aside.
It's all corners.
All right. The city
Aside opposite from
itself,
us.
from what you can see from here, it looks dead. It spreads out everywhere around you. You can see off in one direction there is a mountain, probably off to one side of the city. You can also faintly smell a salty breeze on the air, which means you're probably right near an ocean, possibly a port. It is fairly quiet. You do not hear the normal city sounds that one might expect. You do not hear anybody talking. You just hear the faint wind whistling through. This place looks very dead.
Let's throw down some knowledge checks.
I'm throwing down first a wisdom for smell.
The sea air overwhelms your nose. All you can smell is the salt.
Damn it.
Let's see, where's my skill?
Is the sky still blue?
Yes.
Or black, depending on the time of day?
The sky is nice and blue.
I think a knowledge geography check might be appropriate.
You appear to be in some sort of coastal city, possibly a capital. Long dead, with a mountain on it.
Let's see. How about knowledge history? Hey, I got lots of stuff.
Since, you'd see, this is definitely not Darkhaven, and it's nowhere in the same continent as Darkhaven. Most likely this could very well be another world.
It's Charn, I know it. The wonder of all wonders, in ruins forever now. Obviously, right? Where else would it be?
Dream question, what is Charn?
Charn is the place the White Witch Jadith comes from in Narnia, the ruined world.
Okay.
That's what I'm envisioning, you know. Even the rivers have dried up and no weeds or insects live here, sort of thing.
But my image, probably because I've been playing so much of it lately, is more like a Fallout situation, but centuries later.
All right, so is there there's still life forms growing?
Yeah, you can hear maybe a distant bird, but it looks like this area is mostly dead.
So no trees or grass.
You don't see any trees or grass from where you are, but then again, you are at the heart of a city.
Yeah, obviously, Charn.
All right.
China.
I asked the lady what she expected to do here, or what are we up to here? What is this place?
Well, I do not know what it was once called, but I'm thinking of it as the Nexus. There's a whole so many portals here, probably in the same shape on the other side as the one that we found. Well, that I found that you helped me restore. Who knows what sort of worlds they go to and whether there's still life there or not.
I think we should name this place New Hector.
I'm going to try and find somewhere high up that I can climb to.
Alright, there
As the mayor of New Hector, I say you're not allowed to.
What?
Speaking of the mayor of New Hector, is there a way to purchase land in the city so I can purchase the plot of land around the portal out from where we
money
left?
Payments in bones.
No, I mean from the other side. We need to monopolize this quick.
Now that you mentioned the term bones, somebody roll a spot check for me.
I rolled one a while back.
Oh, right, Hector. That's right, Hector did roll a spot check. Sorry, Hector. As you're looking around, pretending that you're a mayor, you do actually spot a pile of rubble and what appears to be a bone sticking out, a hand with an arm.
All right. I walk over to it and I wave everyone down like, look, guys, my first citizen of New Hector.
Ha!
Tara's gonna facepalm.
You're funny.
You mean I'm not the first citizen?
No,
I thought we were friends.
I
you
think
are.
the first citizens are the undead over there.
It's not an undead. It's just a corpse.
Just plain dead.
Just playing the. I pick up the.
Some poor soul who was long ago crushed by something.
They could have been dead before then.
Like a falling something, a collapsed building.
Yeah, the arm is poking out of a pile of rubble.
All right. Can I pull on the arm?
Sure.
Do I need a strength check or?
No, the bone comes up easily. It's all old and brittle. You can do a knowledge check, a knowledge nature check, or knowledge engineering to figure out how old. You have no idea how old it is. All you know is that it's useful. Mythos. Mythos. You know that it's probably at least 1,000 years old.
All right, at least 1,000 years old.
Ah, aged like good wine. I start chewing on it.
It has no nutritional value, but it is cleaning your teeth very nicely.
Do you want me to make a climb check to climb up somewhere, or is it relatively simple to do so?
Do a climb check considering the buildings around here are all crumbling. At least
Yeah.
the ones around the portals.
Have the shadows look around. If they
Wait,
find more piles of bones, they will come back and alert us.
Yeah, not too far away from the. Oh man, more premium assets. Not too far away from the square, you find more corpses, half buried under rubble. Some of them buried under other detritus that are probably long dead leaves or other things. I'm just going to use this as the symbol for portal. Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. No, that wasn't supposed to mean G. Sorry.
No, those bodies can be useful.
Alright. Basically, this is where you guys are all at now, so don't worry about bringing your tokens out. I'm just going to start putting in, buildings and stuff as we work.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm leading everybody around with a bowl in my mouth, talking about how great the city is of New Hector.
Is there anything interesting I see from whatever climb check I've got, however high up I am?
Sorry, I was so busy looking at the pieces that I've got. Sorry. Yeah, you managed to climb up one of the nearby buildings. Half of its wall is gone, but you managed to get yourself up there. You see other buildings. Some of them are still standing. Some of them still tall. Some of them are collapsed into rubble. You can see the ocean from here, the waves gently flowing. You see birds flying in the distance towards the ocean, which is a good sign. That means there is still life here. Off towards another direction, you do see the signs of grass and maybe some trees in the very far off, but nowhere nearby. And you see the mountain.
Is there anything that looks like, you know, a large standing building left, library or tower or
Yes, in
something?
fact.
Yeah,
Hold on one
Castle,
second.
maybe?
I'm trying to find a good piece for that. Sorry. So I've got it in mind. I just need to find a good token or something to put down on the map to indicate what it is.
Don't worry, I can just write library or building or something like that.
Is there a New Hector-ish Taco Bell?
No, sorry. Okay, there we go.
What's the nature of destruction of the buildings? Are they like just aged to death? Were they hit by meteors, dragons?
It looks like now the damage is age. However, however, from where you guys are at, sorry, from where Val is at, you can see that that at one point something must have come through and essentially ripped down some of these buildings. Especially towards the port and the mountain, pretty much everything's flattened there. It's completely rubble, not even any buildings standing. Towards the portals where you are here, there are actually still some intact buildings. Others seem to have collapsed from age, but basically around the outside of the city is basically reigns of destruction. It's unclear beyond that whether or not any of these were repaired at some point after the initial wave of destruction, things just died down later, or what happened. But you can tell that something came around and destroyed the outside at the very least.
Any like claw prints or anything on the ground?
No. You're still in the area of the portal. So the one very much intact building that Val saw was that one that's nearby.
Yeah, I will point that out and say, you know, in this direction there is what looks to be the last intact building.
I guess we should search it.
Sure.
I guess we're gonna be making our way over there.
Yeah. Unless you know, I'm starting to get really tired, and so I'm winding down a bit.
Sure.
I just really wanted to get some more of the map put together here. There we go. Okay, there's the mountain.
Well, if you want to stop.
Yeah, because I really wanted to get you guys here before I collapsed.
Sure.
Basically, what I'm thinking of is that this area, since it's fairly empty, although there's going to be some encounters I have planned inside the area itself, there'll be plenty of other chances for encounters outside of it. That we might be able to format it into a. Not everybody has to be in the party at any given time. People can split up and head in different directions and have like things like guest GMs and such. You know, multiple GMs. You ever seen any of those? Doing like what I would think of as non-story related stuff. Like basically some of the stuff you learned about that cult, for example, would be stuff completely on me, like the story I've been working on. Some other GM could do like some random encounter, you know, for times when I'm really busy, or if, you know, I'm working on trying to work on perfecting a good story, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound to you guys?
That's
I
fine.
could do a story. I just came up with one.
I'm happy to play in anything. I can do some stories, but
Excellent.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I'll probably
Good.
play a few more sessions before taking on any stories, since I'm still not too familiar with the setting, but yeah, that's fine.
So that's kind of the point. It's like in this place, the setting is no longer, you know, is no longer
Defined.
Defined, except for like post-apocalyptic fantasy lands.
I mean,
You're
at some
probably
point,
not
I would love to run the Lost Airs of Artemis.
Yeah.
Just have to. Because I actually found something really interesting that give everybody insight of some stuff that I found out.
Oh. So we drawing the session to the close now.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm just not feeling so good. It's just that I gained up enough energy today to at least run this session and get us to a point where we're here and you've got a portal that can easily take you back to Darkhaven so that you can do some Darkhaven quests. And you'll be able to easily go to other worlds too eventually once you start opening up those portals, but not have to rely on other people to shepherd you there. You'll be able to do it yourself because you'll be able to own this place.
So we can actually be the mayor of it.
So he can be a ruler of it.
Yeah.
All right. So, quick question before we go: which side's the ocean on, and which side's the mountain on?
Can you see?
One's
Can you
on
see
the
the map?
northeast.
Do you see the everything on the map?
Maybe I'm seeing too far in.
If you zoom out.
Oh, okay.
Zoom out and you'll be able to see everything.
Whoops. All right, I see things.
I'll add to the map, as we go on this week. I just basically, I was wrapping my brain, going I kind of want to get to that one city, but there's so much stuff going on there. I guess GM would have a difficulty with it, and they might not necessarily like the the laws and everything. So what could I do that's still in the game? And then I realized, oh yeah, this would be perfect because it's completely within the game. But at the same time, within my structure of stuff that I was coming up with, on outside of what you guys were seeing to begin with, but it also would allow enough flexibility for other people to do stories from it, especially once more worlds get opened up. So I thought that this would be perfect. You'd be able to do, Yuki would be able to get her her following going.
I gotta make a living somehow.
Yeah. And the fact that you don't even have
city.
this is not going to be your city. You can come up with whatever currency you want, and basically there's some other stuff before I'm going to let you go wild on it for next week. I don't know what I hope that I'll only have to work 4 hours next weekend, next Saturday, if I have to work on Saturday. But I won't know for sure until the day. In fact, I won't even know for sure until the hour. So I'll let you know in Roll20 if I get stuck. Stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
Cool.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much for the session. I will keep a lookout for anything you say on Roll20 coming up to the time for the next session.
yeah, I'm hoping basically by summer, hopefully before that, I'll be able to introduce into a new GM thing, and therefore be able to hire more people to play, but won't necessarily have to have them week to week. It'll be like, I'll set up things like basically what I've got in my head is the idea of a quest board. Eventually, is that we'll have a main what I call the main story quest. Where people can anybody who wants to can work on that. And go for like a storyline. But if they're somewhere else, they can have a secondary character who's here in the city, who wants to go off on another quest. They can do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like for Sarah, for example, that's what I was talking about with Dagoth. Like Sarah, you can send Dagoth to other places.
So,
Yeah.
do you want people to make secondary characters, or?
Only if they want to, but not yet. Basically, it'll be
Sure.
when it happens, that sort of thing. When we're ready for it. But I'm just saying is right now I've got a goal of getting us to there.
Mm-hmm. So the one thing I would immediately say is that, like, if we want to play in the main quest bit, which you are designing, we can't really help you design it because then
Right.
we'll know everything that's going to come up.
Yeah, that's why. Other than maybe the character sheet, the character sheets which are in NPC, down below, I keep a lot of my information except for like the maps and the character sheets on notepads and everything like that. And I would also revoke people's GM status on the day of if they're actually playing in that section, and hope that they have enough sense not to go looking. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because if they,
but the other issue is that if people don't judge times correctly, so if, for instance, I am the assistant GM or secondary GM or what have you at the time, if I fail to judge times correctly, then you can have a bit where we don't progress anything on the main quest for weeks and weeks. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that we can get to the point where it won't matter as much. Like, we can have all these people over here, but then, we could do roll, if not everybody's here, or if, there's a timing issue, we can have people role-playing on there. It's just that nothing important can be done outside of a time when I can actually be there, but I'll be able to let it go so that you guys can gain experience points as long as, basically I'll try to get some people who are willing to stream it so that I can add it to the my YouTube page afterwards.
Shadow?
Yeah, right now I don't feel like I can talk anymore. My head's starting to split open.
That's right.
So
I know both me and Shell can easily